Hi, I'm Steven the Pet Man from Big Apple Pet Supply, and I'm here with Steve Sotella of Hagen, and we're going to go through these great glass terrariums by Exo-Terra and also made by Hagen. So, Steve, this particular tank, what size is this tank?
This is our 18 by 18 by 24 Exo Territory.
What would be good to go in here?
I think the key goal with our line as far as terrariums go is to make sure that we have adaptability in caging. So something like this has been very popular for, let's say, arboreal tree frogs, especially with the crested gecko market continuing to grow. We have a lot of crested gecko customers that have these set up in numerous strips across either their homes or their breeding facilities.
Sure.
And we've had a lot of positive reinforcement from us saying, you guys are doing a great job and this is working out perfect for us.
Any other reptiles that you would recommend to go in
Oh,
here?
absolutely. I mean, right here we have some green tree frogs. We have some green tree pythons.
Yeah, I even have customers who use this for colubrids.
Absolutely.
They put stuff in there and their colubrids actually climb up there, and it's sort of a perfect size for the life of a colubrid too.
Yes, absolutely.
So, and what's great about the way these cages open up?
Well, the way these are open up, and it's glad you brought up the point with colubrids, but the main function of our cage here, when you're talking about colubrids, is you want to prevent escape.
Right.
And the easiest way to prevent escape is to limit the access of your animal when you're doing maintenance on your tank. So what you have here is you have the dual function. You can open up either side or you can open up both. On top of that, what you have is you have the access to the top if you want to drop anything larger, any larger ornaments, or if you do need to do some top cleaning, you have access to 3 different options when opening up our terrariums.
And the screen top really locks in place well. I saw it has 4 clips on it.
Absolutely.
And allows, I think the idea is to get ventilation going through here and right up to the top.
Yep.
So you get...
Absolutely. Exo-Terra has a patented grid in the front for airflow. So what we have is we have an airflow that has this type of pattern. It goes in through the front, upwards, out through the glass. So what you have is you have constant circular airflow. So you never get any stale air, you never get any mold issues. And this is a design that took us a long time to develop, and it's been very popular and it's effective. And as you see here, for a setup that's mostly or partially aquatic along with a lot of live plants, you don't have any condensation in the front or throughout the remainder of the cage.
Which is pretty amazing, because I see a lot of stuff on the market where they have water in the bottom, and then the next thing you know, you can't even see in the cage.
Yes.
So this is a really nice way to have this set up as sort of a waterfall, an aquatic situation, or semi-aquatic. And the way you guys designed it is beautiful. So let's go ahead and move on to some of the other size cages.
Sure.
Okay, so this is the 24, 18, 18 size glass terrarium. So I see you did this as a sort of desert species setup. So what would be good in a 24, 18, 18?
This one's developed for more terrestrial animals, and the most popular terrestrial reptile, obviously, especially when it comes to a desert setup, is a bearded dragon. You need a little more length than you do height when you do house a bearded dragon. So what we've been able to do here is kind of switch the dimensions on our taller Exo-Terra cages.
And I love the fact that these all sizes come with a rock background, which my customers love. They love that. And it's great that some of these sizes come in a kit, so that they come with everything. And those are on our website, of course. But I have a lot of customers too who get this for colubrids as well.
Oh,
they don't want to go vertical, and they want to go horizontal. And small skinks, things like that. Anything else that you would really recommend?
Yeah, we got I mean, we do have the height on this is appropriate for a number of reptiles, and of course one I skipped over was leopard geckos. Leopard geckos, especially when in a breeding situation, as people become more involved with taking on different aspects of the reptile, you have you can start a little small starter colony in here with leopard geckos. Maybe 1 male, 2 females would be absolutely perfect.
We do a lot of that. We do a lot of it. And up here we have the 12 by 12 by 12, I believe.
Yes.
And again, we sell a lot of tarantulas and scorpions, and that seems to be the most popular. Maybe 1 frog.
Yes, exactly. If you are going to do something on the smaller scale like that, a Pac-Man frog would definitely be sufficient. And then we started starter cages too for more, if you want to start with a baby animal, and then you could always move up to something larger. But as far as invertebrates go, it's really difficult to properly display them in your home. A lot of people, some of the breeders like you're familiar with, usually have instruments that they stack up. And it's not particularly aesthetic. But if this is something you can put in your home, you can put in your living room, a bedroom, anywhere, and it's absolutely stunning.
Great. Let's move on to some of the other sizes. Okay, so this is the 36, 18, 24 size, and at at Big Apple, we sell a ton of these for bearded dragons. We also sell them for small species tortoises. We sell colubrids. Ball pythons are really hot for this cage. What else have you seen really?
What we have seen too is a lot of people use these as far as, continuing on with the adaptability of a lot of our terrariums here, is all of the Exo-Terra cages are watertight up to the airflow ring.
Okay.
So what we can do is we can do a half aquatic setup with fire belly nudes, fire belly toads, a lot of smaller aquatic turtles, and then on top of that you can create any of your other environments along with a lot of your wood here, and you see some of our waterfalls. So the sky's the limit as far as your creativity can go with the cage that's this size.
This looks fantastic. I mean, you pretty much this is all the Exo-Terra stuff. We carry all of this.
Yep.
I love the way that the waterfall integrates, and I love that it's semi-aquatic, and so you can have a variety of different stuff in here. I mean, this is really a cool and nice looking enclosure. So this is the 18 by 18 by 18, and I love this for leopard geckos. This is one of my favorite. In fact, on the Big Apple website, we call this the Leopard Gecko Kit because it's so commonly used for leopard geckos. And you have it set up in the desert scenario, like the desert kit that we do now, or you guys have the new desert kit, which we sell a lot of.
This is actually the desert kit with a little bit of modification. So
Okay.
this is the kit that you do provide, and we've added in some extra ornaments in here to kind of spruce it up some more.
Sure, absolutely. And the other thing we haven't really mentioned is that each one of these have stands available, and the stands basically enhance the look of the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. The goal here is to make it a furniture piece, and because it's a furniture piece, we need to make it look like such.
Of course, absolutely, and it does look like a furniture piece, and a lot of my customers like to put the stands and give that kind of complete look.
Yes, yeah.
And there's a lock we haven't really talked about before, that if you just don't want anybody going in there, you put the lock on and it's good to go. Terrific. Let's go to another size. Okay, so what do we have here? The 24, 18, 24, is that right?
Yep. This is the size that we have that's in between some of our 36-inch cages. So this would be I believe, the 6th in the line of our 9 cages.
Okay, right, 9 cages. That's a whole bunch of cages.
Yeah,
now.
and that's not including our screen terrariums.
Right, of course. And what would you typically put into a 24, 18, 24?
Something like this, if you have any desert lacerdas, if you have any Euromastics, I mean, these are things that need a little bit of length, and then they're able to use different strata with your basking temperature. So you can get something really high, upwards of 100 degrees up top, with giving them the option to go down below and retreat, just like you see the little guy down here at the bottom.
Absolutely, yep. And again, a very desert sort of situation here. But you could just as well use this in a tropical with frogs, and you could put quite a number of frogs in there.
Yes. It's definitely sizable enough to put a small colony of medium-sized frogs, maybe a couple of dumpies,
right?
Definitely some red eyes, and then green tree frogs too. We're doing starter kits for children starting out with frogs. This is a perfect environment for little children to go into, and you do have the double doors, and you have the access to go up top or something else, and whatever your heart desires.
And I think this is one of the last cages we're going to show. What size is this? The 12 by 12?
This size is the 12 by 12 by 18. So this would be the second smallest size that we currently have available.
I mean, we sell a lot of these for frogs.
Yes.
Is there anything else you would probably put in here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could stick with pygmy chameleons. A lot of pygmy chameleon enthusiasts, which is definitely a particular sect in the reptile community.
Sure.
Can use something like this, and I would probably suggest maybe one or a pair in something this size.
Sure.
As you can see, some of the vines and plants is an environment that's suited for slower moving species. Or again, we have some baby crested geckos in here, so it can work as a rearing tank as well.
A rearing tank, sure, yeah. And we've even put stuff like garter snakes and things like that in there.
And
small colubrids, scarlet king snakes, things like that.
Yep.
So it's a great little size, and that's super affordable. The smallest sizes are really inexpensive for this type of cage. And even things like this, when you start looking in the industry, these are a great value. So I really want to thank you today for going through everything. And that's it. I'm Steven the Pet Man from Big Apple Pet Supply, and I thank you for watching.